coercive, a power play, this type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying it always is. I don't think of myself as paranoid, right? I'm not worried that somebody's going to fuck me over. I understand very well that most people are the type of people to fuck you over to a degree. And that's why I don't want to know or be near most people. I want to be selective. And for my personal friend group in life, it's very selective. And it's also very long term. Now, with that said, it could end tomorrow. I don't think it will, but I'm just saying it could. And I'm still thankful for the friendship I've had. But when it comes down to, hey, we've known each other a few weeks on YouTube doing content where it's recorded, etc., does that make us friends now? Now I have expectations. You have expectations over what? Are we business partners? And what up, iFi?
I mean, unless it is verbally agreed upon for some kind of an arrangement, um, if you're placing an expectation without discussing it, you are gonna fuck yourself over, basically.
And
You know,
Michael, before you go, iFi, Michael, I don't know if you heard me correctly. What I said is, when I see the wounded men in society, my thought is, you haven't made it through. You haven't made it through enough hardship yet. Had you made it through enough hardship, you wouldn't be crumbling under nothing.
Yeah, if you can't hack internet drama, dude, real life is gonna fuck you up. So, grow some balls. What's all this no friend stuff? I thought we were all friends here. Y'all aren't my friends. I'm
Shut
leaving.
the fuck up. You know what? I forgot to play this for you, iFi. All right, now you've been warned in style.
Whoa.
I know I hired those models. Actually, I didn't. Somebody did on my behalf. Very kind, very nice.
So, would you guys be my friends if I finally did my face reveal? Would that be cool? Can we be friends then?
I mean,
will
I would
always
probably.
have your best of interest at heart. Doesn't necessarily mean we'll be friends.
Okay, just prepare your anus because it's incoming.
No, I will not.
It's the iFi face reveal. This is me in real life.
You know, that actually looks about accurate. Good God. Yeah, way to Photoshop the shit out of that. I could barely tell you're not in the forest.
This is a live camera. I'm in my bunker in the woods. See, the woods is behind me, and I'm bigger than the bunker, so you can't see it behind me. But that's my real face. This is the real Fi.
No.
I am the law. But anyways, so I was about to do another intervention for our intervention, but hopefully we already covered that topic, and Sarah's caught up to all of the panel-verse drama.
Well, look, we're still on, right? We were going into, but we were still on women poop more than you think.
That's what I came here for. I came here for the hot sex tips and the woman pooping. When's that topic?
How did this topic come about? Let's start there.
I don't know. Ask your friendly host
Well,
there.
I mean, look, I explained it, right? You know, sometimes we need to unwind from the, get more micro in the big picture, right? Talk about a lot of these high level things, go above people's heads. So we need to bring it back to the baseline, back to the core. Women poop.
That we do.
Is it rainbows and like rose scented turds? Is that what?
No. See, women would generally like for us to believe it is poopery, right? It smells like roses. But Sarah has come up here very honestly.
I actually think that this is something that men do because they don't want to think of women as shitting because they can smell their own shit and they don't want to picture a female in that scenario, but in reality, when you live with a woman, if you have sisters or a mom, you know our shit stinks, and it's just like yours.
So, do you feel oppressed by your gender role? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Not at all.
Oh,
I think
I,
men are delusional to think that women don't poop, and if they believe a chick that says that, they're dumb.
I thought you were saying like, because of like traditional thoughts, women weren't allowed to smell bad or anything like that, and always be
We're
dainty
human.
and
We have the
graceful.
same bodily functions.
And what up, Izzy?
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Cam up, Izzy. Only cowards hide behind an icon.
What's that?
I said cam up. Everyone's on camera except you, Izzy. Only cowards hide behind icons.
Well, thank you for that. I've done it before, I'm
I
good.
know. I think you were one of them that used to complain about my icon, so I did the big face reveal just for
Yeah.
you.
Well, and I
So,
know
what do
that's
you
not.
think? Do women poop more than we think, Izzy?
I mean, I know women poop. I don't know if they poop more or less. In my household, my husband goes more often. I don't know. But no, I wanted to comment more about GS, if that's okay.
Yeah, let
Let's
the
just talk
poop
about
continue.
poop.
Well,
Poop is
they go hand in hand, right? It's all tied together.
okay. Internet poop.
So did something happen? Like, is there more that happened
To
with
the
him?
poop story?
No, with Todd talk.
I don't know. I mean, he's still alive. I think, if that's what you mean. Yeah, there's more.
I think that he was just catching Sarah up because she's been away for a long time. So
Oh,
now
gotcha.
she's
Yeah,
Yeah.
she been on a long poop or vacation, whatever it's been. I assume you weren't just doing that, but it may play into the topic.
That's funny. Well,
Yeah.
I logged in and it was just you guys were talking about Todd, and I thought maybe he had another episode where he lost his poop again.
Yeah, I don't think he's. I don't know if he poop. I mean, that's a good question, right? Because
You don't know if he poops?
well, we were just talking about how at times say things like, "Oh, you're acting like a woman," to say GS, and not meaning it like women are less than men, meaning it that you're acting out of your sorts. Like you're
Mhm.
over here talking about masculinity being a man, and what the fuck is this then? Like, what are you doing? Are you a man even if this is how you handle things? So,
Yeah.
meanwhile, bringing it back to the poop, I think it's fair to say GS may poop more than we think as well, then, considering.
Or he may not, and that's why he's always agitated.
It's got a hemorrhoid. It's been pushing too hard with that conversation.
Well, in our last conversation, he was concerned about my masculinity and whether or not I'm posing like Jesus too much. So maybe there is
Wait,
something to
what?
his
You
wisdom.
had a falling out with him?
Uh, the last time we talked, I was again trying to remain as neutral as humanly possible, and just told him that maybe the internet's not for him, kind of conversations, and
Yeah.
um, during my neutral conversation, he was concerned that I was being too womanly and posing like Jesus or something like that, and that's our conversation ended shortly after that. So
Hmm.
Jesus was a
Jesus was a
woman.
woman? Oh.
no, he's saying I'm a Jesus poser, like I'm pretending to be Jesus and a woman at the same time, and so I don't. You can ask him. I was like.
Oh, interesting.
I was like,
It's
calm
it's
down, dude, but he was getting angry again.
it's
Now,
funny how.
on
Oh,
that,
go ahead.
yeah. Before we move further, I just want to dig into. So, Sarah, what do
Mhm.
you think about women who use one-ply toilet paper?
I think they need to wipe better. It's probably chafed. They need to buy better
Yes,
toilet paper.
yes, that is the right answer. It's a major red flag. It is not talked about enough, right? You meet a woman, one-ply toilet paper, she's not for you.
That's
Look at
funny.
Lizard Tree is I-5 flow state. We are identical twins. I see why you would confuse us.
That's fair. That's valid.
That's
Yeah.
Yes, Lizard Tree, I am flow state. You caught me. Sorry.
I thought you
I
guys don't even
recommend
get
the light.
along.
Yeah, we're like polar opposites, other than the some politics we agree on, but that's about
Yeah.
it. So. But yeah, we fight a lot for fun. We're gonna be judges soon too, so that should be hilarious.
Yeah. It's just so ironic to me. Last time you and I talked, you were defending GS and saying how everybody should be nice to him.
Yep.
And now you had a falling out with him.
He kind of kicked me to the curb a long time ago, right about when he broke up with Based Oracle. And see, every time I'm friends with Based Oracle, I lose all my internet friends. So that's why I have no friends anymore.
Yeah,
So,
no, that's a common thing with me.
so I'm trying to make
Yeah.
friends with at least Sarah, so I can have like 2 friends on the internet, and build my way
Well,
up there.
we just talked about that, I-Fi. We just
Okay.
it takes time, right? Sarah hasn't quite vetted you out yet.
Maybe I should just burn your bridge, Bo, and then I'll have infinite friends. Like all the internet people will be my friends. I think you're the problem, Bo. You're fired.
No.
No,
Interesting.
no, I'm
So
not.
hold up. We got to get Lauren has 1-ply toilet paper because you have a septic system.
Yeah, but then your hand's dirty, so at least get a bidet or something.
I know that sounded good before you typed it out, but it's no excuse.
Ew. Even with like 2 or 4-ply, I still fold it over 2 or 3 times just to be sure, because poo's icky. I am thinking about getting one of them Japanese toilets. I heard they don't even use toilet paper. They just have like water spray your ass or something. I'm kind of afraid to try that, but it sounds intriguing.
Well, good point. When I was in Japan, Okinawa, I remember going out to a bar,
Did you use
Probably the only time
seashells?
ever. I've never been out.
Did you use
And
the 3 seashells?
What?
Demolition Man, 3 seashells.
No.
Never mind, it's a 90s thing. You're too young.
So I was out drinking, and I suddenly had to take a shit. Right, I had to take a pretty big. It just came out of nowhere, and found the bathroom, and it was just a hole in the ground. You just had to
This was
squat over it.
I think you're thinking
Japan.
of a Chinese toilet. The Japanese have the
No, see, I
sprayer.
never went to China, so no, it was
In Japan? They didn't have one of
In
those
Japan,
fancy ones?
I'm trying to explain. There is a hole in the bathroom floor.
Yeah.
And there's two bars, like in a handicap, you know what I mean, when you grab the
Mm-hmm.
bars. And you hold on to the bars for
For
dear
dear life.
life as it's like a rocket, right? You kind of launch up a little bit as you poop.
Yeah, that's China style. I've never seen that in Japan. I didn't know they had those in Japan.
Well, are you part Asian, Hi-Fi?
I'm familiar with the Oriental lifestyles. I lived in China for over a year, so I haven't been to Japan yet, but I was.
Ooh,
fully
you lived in
convinced.
China. That explains some stuff.
Well, it explains what? Tell us, Izzy. What does that explain? Why I know so much about commies, or what are you inferring?
I'll hold on to it.
All right. Anyways, yeah, they're dirty barbarians over there. So they have the holes in the ground that you just squat over. And
That was racist, by the way. A
It
little bit.
is.
Very.
I'm a race. You're a race. We're all races. Anyways, so the Japanese have the little sprayers because they think that paper is like unsanitary or whatever. But they maybe have hole in the grounds too, because the Chinese and Japanese are pretty much cousins when you come down to it. But they forgot
That's
about
also racist. Did you know I'm Asian?
Are you?
it. How much
Technically.
Asian are you?
I mean, Iraq is in Asia.
Ah, you got us. Got him.
Well, I'm 2% Asian. I don't know about
Are you?
Hi-Fi. Yeah.
Not even a hair. I'm Euro mutt. But I know some Asians, so small world.
Well, you lived with them, you said.
Yeah. I lived there for over a year. Yeah, technically you're correct. The Middle East is part of Asia, but most people don't consider, like India, Middle East as Asians.
Okay, look, back to, I want to
Not all the
ask
Middle East, by the way.
the
Yeah.
ladies a question here. First, very short yes or no. And we're not really getting into personal stuff, but it's just right? Have you ever been with a man who was in love with you that you believe?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. And second question, this is, we're going to find out if he actually was. How did you know? Like, what was the...
I mean, I've lived with them for multiple years.
Okay. So you lived with him. All right.
So how did you know that he loves you, or what? What is the question?
Yeah, that he loves you.
Well, in my situation, we worked together and lived together, basically, on the same base, and it was, yeah, you got to know him, and then got married.
Okay. Well, those were both good answers. They were both incorrect. The right answer is he sent you a poop pic. Like, he took a poop
I
that
got
was...
several poop selfies.
You got poop pics? All right.
You get poop selfies all the time.
But see, that you took that as
That's just
funny.
a playful thing. That doesn't say I love you. That's
No,
just
no.
comfortable.
No, see,
My humor.
this is where you're incorrect, Sarah. That actually is the predominant sign of love. That's why I was asking what you thought it was, how you knew, versus what I know.
That's foreplay.
That's funny. You guys are too young. When I mean, we didn't have cell phones back then.
I thought we were supposed to pee on our females to mark our territory. I'm not familiar with the poop pic exchange, Valentine.
No,
new?
that was actually very wrong. No.
Oh. I'm old. I don't understand you young kids and your new.
That
way
is not
to-
helping your case, by the way.
Same way. If I were both old.
Now, when
good
you
old
say
days.
when you say old, do you mean like 30, 40?
Then aged 40, 30, hella old, just old ass guys that are not considered young at all by any type of means, any type of way.
I mean, no pussy. 2K is what you got to do to get her in this seat right here.
Literally, you get no pussy.
Yeah. We're basically, dinosaurs to this idiot.
Okay, so you did have Polaroids back then, correct?
Yeah. So, but we didn't send pictures of our business to flirt with each other. It was the old traditional times.
What did you say you were? How old?
Mid-40s.
Oh, you're mid-40s. Okay.
I'm old. Gen X. I'm a 80s child.
Have you
I'm a
ever sent
millennial.
a poop pic, Ifi? Have you ever sent a nice woman? Have you done it?
I've never even sent an emoji that looks like chocolate ice cream or whatever, because
Okay, so Ifi has not been in love, and I'm not surprised, by the way. I'm not shocked.
It's true.
If you can't have a poop conversation with your girl, you're not comfortable enough yet with her. If she hasn't farted in front of you, you haven't. No, you're not there.
No. That's how I know the relationship is over. I got to start over, renew.
No,
once I start hearing noises like that.
Oh, that's when it gets real. That's when you actually know you're seeing the real person instead of the bullshit they're feeding you for however long.
Well,
if she hasn't farted, she's faking it.
You could be correct. I guess it's either you need to leave her and it's over, or at that point you go the opposite direction, which is you start Dutch ovening her.
That's only allowed in certain moments, okay?
Yeah, of course. You can't use it all the time.
It's got to be in a playful mood for that shit.
I mean, we've like farted in each other's presence, and of course we occasionally cross each other when like one of us is on the toilet and the other one's going to the closet or whatever. But we don't like
To the
show each
closet?
other. Yeah, we got closets in our bathroom. So,
Oh, gotcha.
so like on your way to get your shirt, you might cross your loved one on the toilet doing stuff, but we don't show each other and like bring attention to it. You know, we just like ignore it,
Yeah,
go about our
same.
day.
Wait,
Too
wait, wait.
weird.
When your wife is misbehaving, you send her to the closet. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. And then I
That's how I
Okay.
took it.
and
All
then
right,
I
that's
put all the
reasonable.
and then I put all the turds in there and close the door, and I don't let her out until she says she's sorry. So that's how we do
That's nice of
business
you.
around my house. Anyway, so no, I've never sent a girlfriend or any, love interest, any sort of, that stuff.
It's a sign of comfort. It's very comfortable for me to take a look, and not just any poop. It has to be like it wraps around the toilet. It was some kind
I know
of
you're proud of it. Like, this fucker didn't even go down.
yeah. No, that's yeah.
Yeah, my family's gross. We have these conversations at dinner. Sorry.
At dinner.
Well, we like there's nothing off limits with my family. We talk about everything and anything.
Now, I like this portion of this discussion. I was hoping we were going to tangent eventually. So, yeah, there should be like no taboo or off limits topics with true loved ones, and I agree with that 100%. I'm just not a fan of the fecal matters, but so as far as like being able and comfortable to talk about anything, I'm fully on board with that conversation. Let's take that road and talk about that instead.
Agreed.
Yeah, and quit being weird, Crispy. I don't know what you mean. Like this is definitely everyone's love language. I said it. It's indisputable.
To be fair, I'm usually not getting pictures of the actual poop. It's usually this section of like him sitting on the toilet with him like this, smiling, doing something stupid. I'm not actually seeing the toilet. I just know he's pooping.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Selfie.
Wait. Okay, so he liked you, but he didn't love you.
What?
Yeah, it's got to be the poop. Like that is the creation.
But usually it's just, hey, I'm pooping and I'm bored. What are you doing? Here's a selfie.
Oh, okay. Usually, so you have seen the poop. Okay,
Yeah, I've seen it. I've smelled it. I've heard it. Like, fuck.
that's fair. That's fair.
Gus's comment is funny.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
kind of all we do. Shitty subjects. But these are important things, right? We need to bring awareness. People very distracted right now, right, with politics and the financial system. The economy is crumbling.
Yeah, it's
You know,
so
who's
dumb.
in power, all this garbage. And we just don't talk about enough about the things that really matter, like in life to us.
Like, who
People.
does number 2 work for?
Like, do women poop more than you think? And the answer is fucking yes, they do. It's simple. I mean, I figured
How
somebody'd
do
have
you
some
know
pushback.
that? How do you know that?
Well, it's essentially, so let me go back. It works like this. So I start off a conversation or, get involved in the middle of one and say, well, as men, we have more accountability, more responsibility to the world for the shape that it's in now. And women across the board are just like, yay, that's wonderful. Yeah, we like that. And then I say, women poop. And they're like, no, we don't.
Who are these
So,
women you are
all
referring
women, all.
Okay, well, I apparently am not a woman.
Yeah.
I agree with both statements.
Izzy didn't even argue. She just said facts.
Yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean, look, it could just be that you're here right now, and I put it in the open. You don't want to push back, right? You just want to push out, not back. And I get it, I would too if I were you.
You are
This is
double
the real,
wrong.
it's the real accountability. Not that we wanted, but that we needed.
I think both sexes need to be held accountable. It's just we have different things that we are accountable to.
Right. And for me, it's fucking everything. right? It's just everything. Just how it goes.
And neither party needs to be delusional. I agree with that message as well. But I think the point you missed earlier, Sarah, that Izzy probably gets is that, again, the old traditional idea is that, women don't like talking about stinky, smelly things or whatever, so they will kind of deny it to a point, which
Yes.
Faith was touching
You have
on.
not met any of my
Yes.
family members because the women talk about it more than the men do in my family.
So us
Yeah,
old
not yet. We got to
fogies-
take it slow.
all of us
Not in
old
my family.
fogies come from a world where it was just not, proper to talk about certain subjects,
Right.
especially from women. Hence the reason why men would be more prone to mention their shit rather than women. So I think that's the point you're
Yeah.
completely missing. So
I can't believe that I'm agreeing with I-Fi.
Yeah, but look, even a broken clock, like I-Fi, he is a broken clock, is right twice a day. This is one.
it's 3 a.m. Eternal.
You got another one in the tank?
Hold on. There, dropped it.
I mean, the topic is not, Jody, it's not offensive. It's
No.
just gross.
It's offending me, Izzy. So speak for yourself.
It is good for you to poop. If you're clogged up, your pooper is going to hurt.
The only time you should talk about poop is with your doctor or something, that's the
I
only
agree.
person
I
who's
think it's
interested in
just
it.
gross. Or, yeah.
Word.
Yeah, I mean, that's one school of thought. The other is that women just don't think normal.
You feel me? It's backwards. Females are backwards the way that they think in today's day and age. They don't think normal. They don't think.
They should
Tony-
try it sometime.
Base, I have
Tony
a
gonna
question
be
for
a
you.
superstar.
Is he gonna be our third judge?
Am I mentoring Tony? Yes.
No, my question is, why is there more men in jail than women?
Because men
more
do
crime?
more crime, do more violent crime.
Why is that?
Men, well, why? One would be innately we have testosterone and it makes us more prone to violence, but that's not really the answer in full why. Also, we have to a degree. I don't mean do crime. I just mean for women, not all, but I'm just saying generally, they have options in terms of women could. Look, I'll put it like this. There is a dude out there that has $1 million on a woman's name. He doesn't know the woman yet, but he does. He would be happy to do it. Now, here's the thing. That dude I'm describing, like one in particular that would take any woman, you wouldn't want to be with him. You would say, no, I'd rather just work. But the point is, it's an option. Men don't have that. There is no option like that. Now, look, I was making a binary statement. So, dude out there that has 100K, let's say, or 100K a year can replace her job. You might like him more, somebody willing to do that, but still might say, I'm willing to work. It's a choice. It's an option. I'm not saying anyone should get with these dudes. I'm just saying that is an option that men don't have. So when you consider who men are in disparity with who women are, our differences, and innately biologically, and in the world, society as it is,
I think
it
that's
kind of
an
explains.
old, outdated belief. I think
Which
there
one?
are more and more women that are willing to be the sugar mamas
Oh yeah?
than there used to be.
Where they at? I'm ready.
Me too.
Clearly not where you're going.
I have a question for
Where
Izzy
you-
about
where
the
do you
crime
think you're gonna find
statistics.
these
So-
women?
So let's
Sure.
well, hold on. Let's go into this
I
a
was
little
waiting
bit.
until
So
they're done.
So let's say a woman has 100K for me, right? For any man, right? For a man.
Mhm.
She probably like 80. You know what I mean?
Like 80?
Yeah.
Most of them are usually late 30s
Not necessarily true.
that
Yeah.
are single.
So there's a late 30s woman. I mean, that's getting kind of old.
Fuck you.
Ah,
Well, I mean, I'm older than that,
Yeah.
but still, I mean, look, there's a difference in our time, right? Like I'm in my late 30s, but I can't date a woman in her late 30s. I mean, not typically. There could be one, right? There could be a woman who's in her late 30s or maybe even older than me, maybe 40. It's possible. But generally, I'd be like, if you're older than, let's say, 30, that's too
Yeah,
old.
the 5 year
Why
difference
is
was
that? Why wouldn't you
close as
date
I
someone
could
your
get.
own age?
Why?
Hmm.
Well, there's a few reasons. One is I just don't want to be with, I don't want to, with a woman who has more experience than me in that regard. And don't get me wrong, she would
What
be
if
well, hold up.
married and only had one dude, and then she went through a divorce, and now she's single?
Well, yeah, maybe. But I'm just saying probability, right? Like I don't want to be with if a woman was as experienced as me, I'd be like, ugh, like, that's too much.
How
what kind of
experienced are
experience?
you?
Well, sexually.
No. How experienced?
Like, what do you mean? How am I, or how the woman?
Apparently, you think your number is disgusting if it belongs to a woman. So,
Well, yeah. It would be gross for a woman.
but it's
Plus,
not gross for a man.
Well, yeah, it's gross, but in a different way. Like I wouldn't do it again, but I'm not traumatized. I'm not like, oh, that vagina really scarred me. Like that didn't happen.
also, it's natural to offset. That's the part he missed earlier. Usually, you want your woman to be at least 5 years younger than you. 10 is pretty good too, but same age don't mesh very well. It's not a natural thing. Izzy, about your crime statistics, is one possibility why more men are in prison than women is that because women are generally treated more leniently?
No, it's because men cannot control their emotions.
So it has nothing to do with a police officer or judge or jury saying, "Oh, it's just a woman. We don't want to throw her in jail, even though she committed the same crime that this man that we're putting in jail for." Right?
No.
Okay, I was making sure that wasn't a variable.
I mean, I'm sure that can happen, but if you look at the numbers, they're significantly high. I mean, I'm not talking like, they're not even close. Maybe
I,
we can have another episode just to talk about that.
okay. I was originally going to say it's possible that women are just generally more law-abiding and peaceful, but that there again shows my age. It sounds like I'm from the 50s or something like that, which is completely not reality anymore. But
Well,
that's why I
part
was
of it.
curious.
That's part of it.
Maybe there's just a lot more angry men these days lashing back out at all of this.
Well, yeah,
culture.
but here's the thing. There's a lot of angry men these days who are angry at everyone but themselves. Right? They want everyone else, oh, it's his fault, and even worse, her fault. Yet he doesn't look at himself, right? And I think part of it is this uni vision, right? Like, oh, the woman fucked me over. That's how I thought when I was young. When I was young, I'd be like, oh, she fucked me, she did something, whatever it was. And now I think about it much differently. I'll say, well, she's a cretin. I don't want her near me, but this is my fault. There's things that I saw, red flags, whatever, judgment that I sacrificed in terms of, I don't know, pussy. I don't know. Does that make sense?
No.
Kinda.
What part didn't?
No, I'm just messing with you. Yeah, but I mean, you have to go through those experiences to become wiser, I guess.
Well, that's a good point, Izzy. They say the wise learn from others' actions, right? So somebody can tell me, I can watch a story. There's people who have heard me talk who are still going to do the opposite shit and still going to be like, oh, how the fuck did this happen? Right? Because they weren't wise. They weren't listening to the truth. I knew a lot of things 10 years ago that I know now, maybe even 20. But I didn't really know them. Like, I knew them, but it was sort of like I didn't like them, and therefore I didn't embrace them. I tried to push them away, tried to have buffers. right? I talk about drugs being buffers, but I use drugs very loosely, right? Caffeine is a drug, but I'm not saying if you drink coffee, you're not in reality. I'm saying that people who are really immersed in buffers generally are not within reality. They're living in, for instance, TikTok. Like that is their perception of reality. They think
Right.
it's real. It's not real. Yeah, the videos were really made. The people are real to whatever degree is in AI at this point, but
Right.
it's not real life.
I agree.
Damn, I am right about everything. Shit.
Twice a
No,
day.
I
It makes me
agree
feel
about-
so good.
Base Oracle loves truth. So why you know who you're dealing with. If you know your audience, why have lies so he can dispel them?
That's
Good
why
point.
Sarah was asking if you're into 30-year-old women, because she just wants to know if she's got a chance. You know, I mean, don't shut her out just yet, buddy.
First of all, Sarah's not a day over 27.
God, I wish I was 27.
Don't lie. Don't lie.
I still get carded. I look great for my age.
Me too.
You do look great.
Sarah,
Yeah.
would you want to be with a man that is your same age?
Yeah, probably older. Maybe.
Okay, that's not your
Yeah,
same.
I got a 5
You understand the
years old
question.
away. But yeah, most of them have been about 2 years older than me.
Not more like 5 or 10 years older? You don't think
No.
that would feel more comfortable?
I think my biggest gap was 11, something like
Yeah,
that.
see, I mean, that's like that comfortable range. Like once it starts going over 11, then it's like, you start getting into
It's
that like
weird, yeah.
generation difference and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
just weird. But I mean, if you're like 40 and she's 30 or whatever 28 or something, that's close enough. But like obviously
Yeah.
not in the younger bullshit what we're not getting into. But anyways,
And hold on. Chuck, you need to pay attention to what's inside a person and not the external. Yet we're talking about the poop starts inside and then it moves out. It externalizes into the bowl. That's how pooping works.
that's why you need to
And-
bring a colonoscopy cam with you on every date. So
You are fucking weird. This was very PC before you started saying weird shit.
So you like bring the measuring stick, and the longer her shit is, like
Yeah,
the more
yeah.
likely you are to marry her.
Your topic, bro.
Like when she's like, "Oh, your poop was 5.3 centimeters," and you're like, "Yeah, but it's smaller than my." So look, Chuck, when you say we need to pay attention to what's inside, I agree with you. With that said, I think, for me at least, I can often see what's inside. Right, I get pictures of that you put together in a sense of who a person is. Right, if I was, I mean, I'm trying to think of a good example here. If I was a complete bum, right, I have ripped pants and shirt and I'm not wearing shoes and I go out in public, people are going to start to piece things together. They're going to be like, what is wrong with this dude? Why is he walking on cigarette butts, spit, and dog shit with bare feet? Like, that's odd. He must have something going on inside to be doing that. Now, there could be another reason. Maybe I just got robbed and they stole my Nikes, right? But I can't be robbed. That couldn't happen. So.
Or they just assume you live in California. It's
And I
normal
did.
there.
I did for a little bit.
It's normal there. They're all crazy.
Yeah. I had to get out. It was a nice place, like geographically, right? Weather was very nice.
Except for the
Really,
people.
well, it was hippies, right? It was hippies and bums.
No,
and,
it's left wing. The hippies are cool. It's the left wing that fucks up everything.
So look, I've seen footage of in California. I believe it was in California, and I think it was in L.A. And there's just, speaking of shit, dog shit all on the sidewalk. Like I don't mean in one section. It was a dude filming it for I don't know how long, but just walking around the city and all this shit on the sidewalk.
That's mighty optimistic of you to presume that's dog shit. That's half human shit. First of all. Second of all,
2/3 women shit. Okay.
yeah. So
There's more women than men, and they
Yeah,
poop
yeah.
more. So
people shit.
California should just become its own country somehow.
I agree.
We're still praying for it to break off and sink into the ocean, but God's busy at the minute.
Well,
so.
I mean, not to that extreme, but
Why not? You want it to hang around a little bit longer and stink up the neighborhood?
Yeah.
Have you been to
not that
California?
extreme. Yeah.
You need to go there before you
No,
form
I
that
have.
opinion.
I mean, that's what I mean. They can be, their own
You think
country,
there's
but
hope for California? Like any second now, they're just going to come to their senses and be like, "Holy shit, are we retarded? Let's stop doing this, guys." Is that what you're waiting for?
no, that's why I'm saying their own country. I don't want
So,
them to die.
I
Sarah,
didn't
how
say
have I been?
die. I said swim for a long time to the nearest socialist country, like North
This
Korea.
fucking seashell, you know. Hey, how have I been leading so far, Sarah, in this poop conversation?
You're doing well.
I'm doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Got any more shit questions?
Poop stories?
Poop.
Yeah, I might have a few.
What's the deal
So,
with corn?
so Izzy, you ate MREs, right? Or did you?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know about you. I'm just going to talk about my experience with MREs. They are
It clogs
disgusting.
you up.
Yeah,
Yep.
they are fucked up. It's
Yep.
prepackaged food, right? It's meant to be good for years. And I remember in particular sometimes going on field ops that were like we went to mountain survival training, winter training, and it sucked. On top of it, really sucking, the food was not just MRE. It was, I don't remember the exact number, but it was like 12 or 15-year-old MRE. Like they had a whole different graphics logo. It was fucked. So anyways, in the field, eating that for like, let's say a week at a time, and you're talking about snack bread, cheese spread, all sorts of stuff. Even the peanut butter somehow was trash. And afterwards, I mean, like you said, you're clogged up. But afterwards, when you finally do reach destination toilet, probably a hole in the ground at that point,
Right.
it was a battlefield. It was like a little war zone. I mean, there was guts everywhere.
That's
Respectfully.
true, actually. True story.
So like
And
a
the
gas
thought-
station bathroom or something like that,
Yeah.
where they aim for it everywhere but the toilet.
So
Do you remember coffee? Do you remember like MRE coffee?
no, I didn't drink coffee back then.
Oh, okay.
I didn't start till I was like 30. I was like, oh, I'm 30. I should probably drink coffee now.
Yeah.
I should be an adult.
Yeah. I'm not a coffee drinker now, but it was insane. It was just, when you're on missions for so long and you just want to stay awake and okay, I'll try whatever, to stay awake. That
Yeah.
stuff was just disgusting.
So, I want to stay on the same stream as poop. Moving into pee, I reminded me of something.
Mark
I
your
won't get
turd.
into the whole thing. I'm going to sum it up pretty succinctly. Probably not. So I got roofied one time, and a bunch of my buddies had also gotten roofied. It was in Thailand, by the way. And
And those weren't women.
well, it was the bartenders. I don't know if they were men or women, but anyways, so this is the long story short. I end up in a bathroom, and
And your butt.
I was talking. Apparently, I was blacked out. I don't remember any of this. It's the only time in my life I've ever blacked out. I've never, like, oh, I was so drunk I blacked. I've never blacked out. But getting roofied, I blacked out. Like that was it. But people told me about it after, and apparently somebody like took me to a shop to get bagel. I don't know, whatever. And I was chewing it, and it was just like falling on my lap. Like it wasn't going down. And I was like, I gotta pee. And so he brings me to the bathroom to pee. And he said it had been like minutes. It was a one-stall bathroom. He had to go. And he opens the door after a while. And he said, there's a plant in the bathroom. And I'm just in the corner peeing in the plant. And yeah, so none made it in the toilet, I guess. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Just reminded me good times.
And they lived happily ever after.
Mhm.
So Lizard Tree, yeah, this is just about the awareness, right? There's nothing funny about it. But we should all be aware of reality, right? Then we can operate better within reality. And the reality is women fucking poop. They do shitty poops. They're not proud of it. They try to hide it, masquerade it, whatever. They use perfumes and air cleaners, sanitizer. But women really do. They poop more than you would think.
So Lizard Tree, if you ever understand based oracle, you need to go see a doctor or get help professionally, because
I'm just trying to help people. So
You hang out with like really strange people or women, because
For
I've
real.
never heard of that.
here's the thing. Every woman tells me, "Oh, what kind of women have you known?" Like all of them. Like, what do you mean?
Oh,
Like-
okay.
All of them.
Yeah.
I mostly knew American women like throughout my youth, but after college I kind of went cold turkey. So
Yeah, so I mean, look, I've been around the world, and I don't mean in that way per se, but even within the U.S., right? I've known women of every, socioeconomic or social, political. It doesn't matter. I've known all women.
by the way, just for funsies, let's see if either woman on panel can guess why I was never interested in American women. Any guesses?
Because you did
They
not.
poop.
That
No,
that's right.
Watched a lot
because
of Asian porn, so you were into the ladies over in China.
they
Nope.
would never. They didn't want to bother with you.
No, they wanted me bad. They wanted to marry me and have all the babies.
How
and stuff.
do we know? How do we know that?
I
Yeah,
just
how
took
do you
their
know
word
that?
for it when I told them that, I'm enjoying our relationship, but I don't want to take it any further. And they were like, "Let's get married." And I was like, "Nah, I'm
Do we have?
gonna
Do
pass
you have
on that."
proof?
Again, maybe they were lying to me. It's possible, Izzy, but I'll just take their word for it since I was in years long relationships with them. But anyways, again, the question
Why
is,
were you in years
was-
long relationships with no intention of having marriage possible?
because it took me that long to realize that either I was going to marry them or leave them, which spoilers, I didn't stay with them or marry any of them. So anyways, once again, the question was, can either woman on panel guess why I wasn't interested in any of the American women I dated?
I have no idea, I-Fi. You think very differently than I do, so you'll have to tell me.
And no guesses from Izzy other than
Is it because
changing the subject?
you think they're not wise enough? What is it? Not smart
It
enough?
was mostly the combativeness that they all exhibited. No matter how hard I tried to find the most like trad con type of woman that was like old fashioned and submissive and very docile and all that sort of stuff. Most
all
of the
the
ones I
women were
found were
wrong.
just like role players. They thought like if they acted like what I wanted them to be, that was what I was looking for. But
Okay, so let's do a
Are you,
pause.
are you sure
Look,
you weren't the problem?
Yeah, it was me.
He definitely is a problem, but we're gonna find out if he's the problem. But let's do a pause here for the ladies. So I'm gonna give you my answer, but what do you think? Do you think that men want women who are combative or submissive, or are you gonna say that those are not opposites, something like that?
I think it depends on the man. A lot of the times they're
True.
generally looking for, without them realizing it, they're looking for someone who's like their mother.
That's true.
So if their parents had a relationship where the mom was basically the homemaker, he's generally looking for something like that. Or they go in stark opposite and they want something that's nothing like their mom. Unless they've truly dealt with their shit and grown up and are fully like whole, then they're just looking for a partner.
I'm gonna go with the second
True.
option she gave us.
Let me ask
because
you this though.
My mother was.
Hold
the
on.
copy.
Everyone pause. I didn't give the answer yet. Or wait, did Izzy go?
No,
didn't go,
I was
did you?
gonna ask you.
Okay.
Why would you want a submissive wife?
I didn't say I did. No. I did not say I did.
That was
I
me.
want that.
You're confused.
But hold on, Izzy, do you think most men do or don't? Or to either of those?
I think it depends.
Okay, that's fair. So here's what I'm going to tell you. I don't want unlike I-Fi, I don't want a submissive woman. I don't want a woman who's submissive to any man. I want one who's not submissive, but feels inclined to do what would probably be described as that, but I wouldn't.
When you say any man, are you including yourself in that equation based?
Well, any meaning it doesn't matter. Not meaning all. I didn't say all men.
I just needed clarification. Are you included?
Why,
with
you looking
any...
for a husband? What are you talking
No.
about?
You said, I don't want a woman that's submissive to any man. And I asked, are you including yourself in that equation?
No, listen. To just any man.
I don't understand your phrasing then, so sorry.
It's because the helmet you're wearing.
I know. I can't hear. It's hard to hear
breaking your
in here.
brain a little bit. Right, because woman who's submissive to all men, or just because men have penises, most men fucking suck.
Oh, did either woman on panel think I meant submissive to all men? Is that what y'all thought I meant?
Well, I don't know if they did or didn't. I was just clarifying my position.
That's why I'm asking them. Sarah or Izzy, did you think I meant I want a woman that's submissive to all men?
I don't think any of us know what you want.
Ask.
Including you.
Ask it, and I'll tell you.
Including I-Fi. Yeah, go on.
I think
Okay,
submissive
so-
is the wrong word. To be
What's the
used.
right word, Sarah?
Yeah, what's the
What
right
is
word for his
submissive?
question?
Can we ask him what's submissive to you? What does that mean?
Yeah, what does it mean, I-Fi?
Oh, fuck.
She's not being submissive, I-Fi. Now you got to answer.
Would you prefer a Google definition or a
No,
No,
cultural
you tell
context?
me. What does it mean?
What
to
does it
you?
mean?
To yield to the authority of
To-
another is to
to
be
you, I-Fi.
submissive.
So you are the authority on what? On which matters?
Right.
Everything?
I am the law on all things. You're not submissive if you have to ask me which topics I'm the authority on. I think you've already failed the test, so try
You're-
again.
Well,
So
if
you're
you-
saying on all topics you're the authority in her eyes? That's
Correct,
submission?
sir. Correct.
That's submission?
Correct.
That you're the... Wait, you the authority on fucking knitting and crochet?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe.
Picking
What do you mean,
the
maybe?
candle.
It depends on if I delegate that to her or I tell her I'm in charge of all knitting decisions.
Yikes.
Bruh. What up, wizard?
And not to be sacrilegious, obviously I'm not including God in the equation. You know, God's way above me, but taking him out of the equation here on earth.
No. You can't take him out of the
Yes, I
equation.
can. I
no,
just
no.
did.
If you're
Yeah, I
a
just
Christian, you don't have equations that don't
Okay, my
involve
wife
God.
has to submit
No,
to
bro.
God first.
Don't
and
make a
then me,
non-Christian school
retard.
you on Christianity.
See, Izzy, this is why we can't talk to the
All
godly.
right,
atheist.
wizard. I apologize. If I was apologetic, I would apologize. I didn't play the fuck. Very good. Now we can continue.
Also,
Yeah.
are we at capacity, which means
Yes,
someone has to be
we're
knocked
at
off?
cap. So
Okay.
if anyone ends up in the backstage, I'll let everyone know and make a decision.
2 men into.
So what say you, before we delve into whatever the fuck we were talking about, I already forgot. Wizard, what are your thoughts on, do women poop more than we think? And I mean this not in any kind of criticism, this is about awareness.
Well, I don't know how much you think they poop, but every woman I've had goes through at least a roll of toilet paper a day.
Bingo.
That's your first clue, guys.
Yeah, okay. And now, Wizard, follow-up. Good woman, one ply or multiply?
Don't get what you're saying.
Well, the toilet paper, is it one ply, that cheap
Oh.
paper mache bullshit, and then you get poopy on your fingers?
No, good woman, good ply.
Right. Very good. Very good. We need a good ply. That's 3 or higher for anyone
She
who
knows
doesn't
her own
know.
shit. She knows her own shit stinks, and she doesn't want to get caught walking around with it on her fingers.
That is my point. Look, I talk about quite a bit all the faults of men, things being our fault more than not, leaders of society, and we have led it in a negative way. All the things that we complain about, men have created, men in force, right? So we do need to get our shit together, which is sort of ironic to sort of the feminist trope, I think. I'm trying to get this accurate. Men need to step up. And at times that can seem like a slap in the face, right? Like dudes working a couple jobs, been left for dead in a fucking ditch, this type of shit. And it's like, what do you mean? I'm fucking right. But nonetheless, I think getting into manhood, you will dig deeper, not in the poop, but just in terms of working harder, get better, whatever it is. And I'm not saying that women don't work hard. That's not my argument whatsoever, nor that they don't have accountability. I just need us to all understand that as wonderful, beautiful creatures, they fucking poop more than we think.
Yes, they do.
Another agreeer.
And
like
see,
it.
ladies, we men are the ones that created toilet paper. We did it for you. And when we found out one ply wasn't good enough, we stepped up.
Right. Good example. Thank you.
Also, Wizard, how many poop pics did you send your girlfriends to let them know that you loved them?
No,
Yes.
no. We bury our poop. We bury our poop.
Wait, what do you mean? Like you flush it before you take a picture?
No, we don't take pictures.
Well, I had made an argument. Well, let's be real. The truth that a woman would know a man is in love if at some point she receives a poop pic. Like if he is willing to share that with you, like, and I don't mean any poop. Like I mean like a good wrap around the bowl poop, like something that sticks out a little bit, like cobra head, right?
Well,
Ideally,
I'm older, and so it's kind of like a dog showing dominance when he comes upon a spot and he sniffs, and he's going to mark that territory because now he's got fresh urine and it's going to smell more than the rest. I do the same thing. I just take her out to the outhouse, let her smell the outhouse. No, my was the freshest.
Right. And even if it wasn't the freshest, technically, it's my shit. Therefore, it is. Like, even if you disagree, you could claim objectively, right? Like you had a poop sniffer and electronic. It would still be mine. And that's what women need to understand. You poop as well. You poop more than you think, more than we think, more than you think. But at the end of the day, our shit, that's what matters. Like yours doesn't. We just need to point out that you do what you do. It's not popery. It's not poopery.
Well, yeah, that's why when we fart, we waft the blankets.
Well, now we're getting into Dutch oven territory,
Yeah,
and I mean, to me, that's another level, right? That's sort of like, I think that's backwards. Like that's engagement type thing. The poop is more like you, the one, right? Okay.
Yes.
Fair. Now back to why nobody on the panel believes that IFI was pushing swooning women away.
Oh,
So,
I had to break lots of
IFI,
hearts. Go ahead.
who did you end up with? What country?
I'm not disclosing that information, but I'll give you a hint. She's
What region?
of the Oriental influence, so that's
Oh,
all I'll
very
tell
well.
you.
Okay, that explains a lot.
And by the way, I know a lot of Americans think all the Orientals are just good little robots and stuff, but they have their own opinions as well. So enter
Absolutely.
cautiously.
Who said they don't?
Naive, dumb Americans like myself that thought they would be slightly better than the American women, but
Yeah, thank you. Thank
got
you,
played.
Sarah, for putting up just real quick here. Something that doesn't exist when it comes to women. So this is sort of like a what do you call it? Like a prototype, if there was such a thing. But we all know it doesn't work like that.
My sister uses this shit all the time. She sprays it in the toilet bowl before she shits and after she shits. She's also got one of those stools, like, to help you shit. Like, your feet are up top. I don't fucking know what it is. She loves her shits. Let's just say she takes care of her butthole.
I got to tell you, Sarah, you are my favorite Sarah. Now, Ifi, on to burn him.
Okay, so just showing our age difference again, Wizard. Back in my day, you're one of these little young whippersnappers that's jumping on the new fads. But back in my day, we peed on our women to show dominance and mark our territory.
I don't know
It
about
had two
that.
purposes.
This is getting into R. Kelly territory. And I'm not saying the second part of what he did, but no, I don't. The whole peeing. Why would you? Did you do that? Have you done this?
I just
Hey,
gave you two reasons.
Put your
Dominance
wife on the
and
potato
territory.
phone real quick. Put her on.
Okay, hold on.
I'm gonna ask her if you peed on her.
I'm not gonna let you ask her that. She's
Well, you
a lady.
just said hold on. So.
She's a lady.
Well,
so
that's why you
have to
wouldn't
ask
pee on her,
twice.
dummy.
How do you know what I won't
What do
do?
you?
Were you
Oh,
here?
hold up. What do you mean she's a lady? She's not going to talk about getting peed on.
She-
Yet you're saying that's how you marked your ladies. What,
She gets easily offended by like barbaric questions and stuff.
Oh,
Be
questions, not
civilized.
getting pissed on, but questions.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's not the barbaric question. It's the barbaric activity.
No, that's not barbaric. Again, this is how men civilize the world. We showed the women our dominance. We don't sit there and argue with them. And
So if
share
a
our
dog comes up and
feelings.
pisses on her leg,
Then I'll
on her,
kick the shit out of him because he's in my territory. Which part of this equation do you not see, Wizard? You little young kids don't understand how real men did it back in the days, in the good old days when men were real men, not these little soy boy cuck pussies that they are now.
Yikes.
Yeah, can we get some thoughts on that, Izzy? You might have to, change some of all of the words he used. What do you take from that?
Yeah, I'm not taking anything from that.
Like, what if you were single and you met someone like I-Fi talking about these things, what would your thoughts be? Like, do
Run
you like
the other
him?
way. No.
Okay.
No.
See, like a good submissive woman, she's
So
giving
far,
all the right answers. That's right.
Yeah, you're 0 for 1, I-Fi, on convincing us that any women were swooning after you in the U.S. and you had to run away to China
I don't
to get a
give
wife that you could
shit.
pee on.
I don't give a shit if any of y'all believe me or not. I'm just giving you the facts. So, anyways, I was one of those good old-fashioned romantics that said all the right things and gave the perfect image of the boyfriend they wanted. And so when it came time to talking long-term relationships, especially marriage and shit like that, I mean, anytime that topic came up, I was like, okay, here's the deal. I'm not putting up with any of this American bullshit because the American standards, even at that time, were already down like the 4th, 5th wave feminism and all the spineless men bullshit. And so I told all my potential wives straight up that shit ain't gonna fly in my house. And so they understood perfectly what I was saying. And some of them
Interesting.
still
we
showed
don't.
interest. They were like, okay, I agree to those terms. And I was like, do you really? And so I would dig a little deeper and give them little trick quizzes to see if they answer it right. And just like all the women on panel, they showed their true colors. And so that's why I was like, nah, I'm
So
not buying it.
why would you want somebody to agree with you on everything?
Because that's what submission is. See, like submission isn't
But
a voting
why?
system.
But why would you want that? Like, so if you were dressed like an idiot, she can't tell you that you're dressed like an idiot?
Oh, let me take this one.
Okay, go ahead.
So if let's say we were going out, right? We're going out to a restaurant. Me and this lady, I'm giving a chance to, and she's like, "Hey, those shoes don't match your pants," or some dumb shit. I'm gonna look at her and say, "I'm gonna pretend you didn't say that," and then we're gonna carry on, and then I will think about it in my head. I'll be like, maybe she was right. Yeah, you know what? Maybe next time I won't do that, but I'm definitely doing it this time.
Or even if she is right, again, maybe I don't give a fuck what other people think what I'm wearing, and so I don't need her to
Well, that's
remind
just
me.
Well, I was
of
given the
other people's
PC
feelings.
response, but
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, agree with base. It was just a,
Am I the good cop
Um,
or bad cop in this one, Base? You have to remind me because I get confused
You're the
sometimes.
fucked up cop, and we're
All right.
unfucking you. We're unfucking you. I know
Okay,
you're
unfuck
trying to
me.
convince us of the opposite, but that's
right.
what's happening.
you're in that hot seat show that you've been preaching about forever.
I ain't in the hot seat.
Yeah, you
I'll
are.
give you a hint. I'm not the one in the hot seat, but yeah. I am the
Yeah, you
law,
are.
bitch. You
Oh,
will
that's
submit
not
to
nice.
my will. No, actually, see, you don't have to submit to me, Izzy, because you're not my wife. So that's the
So,
difference.
Sarah, is anything that IFI is talking about submission, agreeing with everything somebody says, or whatever? Does any of that sound right to you?
I kind of tuned him out when he went on his little thing about submission.
That's good. That was the right answer. All right. So
If he
you
found
know,
a wife
I
who wants to, good for him.
I think I get what you're saying, IFI, that you want to have the leader seat, right? You want to be in the cockpit, right? IFI loves cockpit.
Mhm.
And you know, that's fine. If the woman is going to go along with that, she goes along with it. If she doesn't, then she doesn't. But are you saying that you would try to convince them, or I don't get the?
Oh no. I made it crystal clear that earlier I told you some of them tried to role play their way into trying to get the relationship further, which, like I said, I don't buy that bullshit. So I understand some women are very clever and they try to manipulate you, and they're like, "Oh, I know what he wants to hear, so I'll just tell him what he wants to hear."
Yeah,
But
women much cleverer than you.
But the ones that will say little things like, "Oh, I tuned him out while he was talking about all that submission stuff," they always show their true colors, and that's why you know that that's not the one for you. So that's you just look for
So
those.
why
little
does
flags.
that hurt your feelings, I-Fi?
It doesn't hurt my feelings. I'm not with any of them at all anymore. So why would I be have hurt feelings about it?
I don't know. You sounded a little hurt.
No
Okay.
pain here. I actually feel pretty good that I didn't
So how
marry
many
any of them.
women? How many women?
I had at least 4 or 5 girlfriends, long-term relationships that could have potentially led into like a marriage type discussion. Actually, they did get to the marriage stage where we were talking about it.
And then
I
you
said,
flaked.
Wait, at
yeah,
one time, or
I
you-
flaked.
like
Izzy.
concurrently?
No, like, one woman for, this year to that year, and then 2 years later, a different woman who also made it up to the potential marriage discussion, and then not after that, and then the final one was my wife. So that's how it worked.
That you went to a different continent to find.
Correct. Because
Can I ask you a legit? Can I ask
Go
a
ahead.
serious question? And you
Sure.
don't have to answer.
These are all serious answers. Go ahead.
Is your mom an American mom?
Oh yeah, 100%. And
Okay.
earlier when y'all guessed, someone said a lot of men are looking for a copy of their mother or something like that. I was looking for the opposite of my mother, because my mother was a very typical American woman. Girl power, feminazi, manipulate the man, let him think he's in charge, but really call all the shots kind of bullshit, So that's why I said it doesn't work on me. It works on dumb men.
How do you know that your
not me.
wife is not doing that to you?
I'm
Good
pretty
question.
sure. So
I'm pretty sure. Okay.
yeah.
That's
So when someone's in charge, they're pretty clear who's in charge of the house. Not they don't ever have to think about it or second guess themselves on, is she just saying the things I want to hear? Or 20 years later, after zero ability to pull any bullshit, it's always been front page clear, messages. Like I said, maybe she's in for the long game. Maybe 60 years from now, she'll be like, ha, I was joking the whole time. I wasn't being submissive to you. So you're right, Izzy. That's one possibility.
I mean, I'm just wondering.
Well, keep on wondering. And then when you
Well, I'm not going
find your
to.
way, then
all right. So hold on, Lauren. I ask guys out all the time and get rejected often, so I understand how men feel. What is all the time? I'm curious.
like once a week, every
Like
day.
once a day? Yeah. I mean, I'm
I've
curious.
never heard of women ask guys out.
And I rarely hear men rejecting women. I think men should reject more women. That'd be a very good thing. But they don't. They're just like, oh, I'm thirsty.
You're right, they typically don't. And that's why a lot of men are in jail. Not because of the dating, but because they don't think rationally sometimes.
Well, it could be a rational. I mean, it depends, right? It could be if I don't, rob this, bank here, then I don't know, whatever the consequence. So I don't know if it's always irrational.
Where do you guys hang out? These are the people that you know.
I like to hang out in the ghetto, the slums, that sort of thing.
I hang out on the internet with all the quality people.
No, I grew up in the welfare neighborhood, that sort of thing.
Actually, quick comment about that last idea. I actually did get asked out by a couple of my high school girlfriends, and so again,
We don't believe you.
there's the sign of the times. Again, I was taught by my boomer parents that was like completely unheard of. Like a girl never asked the guy out in their generation. And so by the time my generation came around, that was kind of weird to me because I was like, I thought women never asked men out. So this is weird that it's kind of happening now. So seems like times have changed. I think everyone would agree.
Yeah, so let's go around a little bit. How have times changed? How do you see? Do you agree times have changed? Times have changed. Do you see that as good, bad? What do you like, not like? What would you like to see?
I think it's both. I think times have changed a long time ago. Women have been asking men out for quite a long time. So if you still think that that's not normal, you are decades behind.
Sarah, I have to give you a little background. I grew up in a third world Muslim country. That's why,
Okay.
yeah, it's not like, over there, it's not normal. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I was just going to say, I was just going to say, I don't see it as normal. I see it as a cause or an effect from a cause. And again, that goes to the normal topic we've been talking about lately is the men have fallen down and lost something here. They gave something up. They didn't do the protecting that they were supposed to be protecting.
Yeah.
And Izzy, back to your point, even in context of America, as early as the 50s and 40s, that was not normal in America. Around the 60s, during the sexual revolution, it became much more normal. So again, that was my point, that times have changed. But the dumb part is my boomer parents who lived through the 60s and 70s should be well aware of what was going on, but they are so delusional. They pretend like we all still live in the 40s and 50s, which is what I despised about them.
So let's look at Lizard Tree. What has changed is online groups giving relationship advice. I agree. There is a lot of relationship advice. I think probably advice should come from family, right? Elders, people who, in theory, hopefully know what the fuck they're talking about. I think the online advice is mostly trash, right? Because to women's point, this is pretty much always women's points, is that everyone is an individual, right? So giving blind advice to somebody really doesn't make much sense. But I can see somebody doing something very dumb, like GS. And, he's had these, like, one-on-one dates. He's like, oh, let's do a speed date. And first of all, I think those are super whack. It's fake. It's bullshit. It's play acting. But also, some of the things he said during them are wild.
And he is married. And he claims to be traditional. And he claims to be an alpha male. I mean, all the things that went wrong.
Wait,
so, yeah.
Online dating? What?
It's like YouTube speed dating, right? Some of these groups will do like a speed date, right? Like do a one-on-one with yeah. And they'll be like, oh, what's your name? And, do you Do you like eating box? I don't know. They say whatever.
Sarah,
stupid.
and I don't know if you know, but he is, I don't know how much you know about him, but he literally is married, and apparently it's his best accomplishment because he talks about it nonstop.
Well, yeah, but in all fairness, he's really helped my channel. I wouldn't even have a channel if it weren't for
Wait.
GS, according to him.
I've busted my ass. I've accentuated your channels. I've promoted your channels. I'm tiny. I'm just some little dude. But I'm willing to bend over backwards and stand in the gap for you, with you, by you.
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
But and the basics here, guys, is that the internet itself, not only did it give another venue to develop relationships, but the venue that it created is more expansive than any other public social platform ever. This is
Yeah.
worldwide, whereas before it was pretty much limited to local.
Yeah, and think about that. That's a good point that you bring up. Think about it, though. Can you imagine, I don't know, 100 years ago, people more often than not, maybe, seemingly, having a full life marriage, right? They're together forever-ish. Whereas now there's more option than ever, right? Women getting flued out, countries, literally countries. Not all women, of course, but some women, if you're an Instagram thought, I don't know what else to call it, you will probably get offers if you're showing titties and ass. You'll probably get offers if you're attractive to get flown out. My point is, isn't it weird? Limited options, people were happier, more content, or at least longer lasting. But now with seemingly infinite options, people just ping pong one to another, right? Women monkey branching, this type of thing.
Well, it's more of an instant gratification rather than truly looking for that long term. And men, I think, started that, and they have become so deprived of real intimacy that now it's come full circle, and they're like, well, I'm looking for something real. Where's this
Right.
air bombing shit that they're looking for? And it's like, well, you created this environment of casual sex.
Right.
You're not going to have that with anyone anymore because you turned it into a cheap trick.
Yeah, but I agree with
That's
you.
a great point, Sarah.
It's missing a little bit of context here. So you're right. Men started it, promoted it. They're the ones leading it, let's say.
Mhm.
With that said, when you say men, most men are not running hookup culture. Most men aren't having sex, period, ever. Like, years. That is most men. So
But the
it's
few
not
that
most
are-
men.
But also, it depends on the
They're
guy.
keeping them in business.
But yeah.
Well, yeah, I know it depends on the guy, but what I'm saying is more than 50% of men in the U.S., they're not, they have nothing to do with hookup culture. They can't get a hookup or a relationship or,
Well,
you see what I'm saying?
Video games and acting like they're 12 and they're 40.
Sure. That's some of them. I don't know if that's all the men who,
No, it's not all men. But it is.
well, I guess what I'm saying is, I don't know if that's even most of the men who are half of the men not, let's say, not promoting hookup culture because they can't or whatever. But nonetheless, I would agree, whether or not it's video games, that they are probably lacking in many ways that have nothing to do with women, right? In terms of, for instance, if I say discipline, they're not using discipline not to go out with women. They're saying I can't, or they don't pick me, or whatever the case is. But nonetheless, they're probably missing discipline in their life. Like, for instance, I don't like going into all the superficial shit that everyone's heard, everyone knows, it's nothing new. But for instance, are you disciplined? Are you, not even are you disciplined, that's a binary. Are you working on your discipline? Are you working harder to become more disciplined?
Accountable.
If the answer, well, I'm giving one facet. I'm not saying accountability. I'm saying, for instance, if you're not doing that, that doesn't mean that you're not successful with women. That's not my point. But my point is that there is a major part of your life that relates to what? Food, exercise, money, it goes on and on. Whereas if you're not disciplined, I don't feel bad for you. I'm not like, oh, What do we do about the incels? Fucking nothing. That's what we do. It doesn't matter. How about that?
Also, not just instant gratification, but more options in modern times. Because in the olden days, before social media, all you had was like, people you knew from high school, or after your older high school, then bar hopping was the only, potential mates. And so that's a very small selection pool, as opposed to now where you can just go on the internet and flip through profiles of billions of people all over Earth. And so
Yeah, but are you talking about like dating apps? Or are you talking about
all
Facebook?
that.
Okay.
Yeah, all the
Yeah,
above.
but dating apps are fucked. Like they are hookup. Like that is all that it is. Like there might be some that are like, oh, I met my husband or wife on there, but that's bullshit. That's usually not the case. I think they're incentivizing being single and hookup culture within being single. So that is not helping, and that's my point. Is this a choice? What's it called? Choice dilemma, choice paradox, whatever.
Well, I think a lot of people are using these social platforms on the internet, not so much for the social relationship that extends from it, but more so from the hedonistic activities that they can then turn around and dismiss the social activities or social relationship extended. And that makes it easier. And that's that hookup culture that you're talking about. It's just a hookup culture based on hedonistic behavior rather than actually socializing.
Wizard for the win.
So, I mean, look, I spent a few years ago, I've been off, but I spent some time in between getting kicked off of dating apps. And, I met some women through there. And with that said, there's kind of two groups of men on dating apps, right? I'm against dating apps. I think they're shit. So Lauren says it's a better experience. Well, maybe we'll see what defines better. So the two types of men on there, one is they on there looking to have sex. I mean, that's what they're doing. And for those that can do that works out for them. But it's homemaking. They're making hoes. I mean, that's what it turns into. And then the other man is the one that really wants a relationship. Like he's on there looking for a relationship, and for the most part, he's not going to get any matches. He's not. But here's the grift, is that even the men hooking up, I think a lot of times they're saying they're open to a relationship, and maybe they are. Maybe they are open, but women think like, oh, he wants a relationship, and he's probably more like, it's a low shot that I find a woman on a dating app that is relationship worthy, or that I'm willing to, however you want to phrase that. But I'm open to it. And what he ends up finding is a bunch of women, not all, but a lot of them, that have just been on the dating apps. They've just been running the fucking cock carousel. That's all they've been doing, is different dates, different dicks. I mean, that's a fair amount of it. But to Sarah's point, who is leading it? It's men. So men make women, right? In that regard. So dude who goes through 50 women in a year, he just added 50 bodies with no relationship, and that's homemaking.
That is disgusting too, by the way.
I was gonna say, in 1 year, is 50 like a normal? Like that seems
That
fucking
is
odd.
so gross.
Well, I mean, I used it for maybe a fraction of that, but I would have used it more, but I kept getting kicked off. Don't call one back or block her or something like this. And they have these little groups where they'll, put up your picture and be like, report this profile. No, it's fucked up. Well, no, I agree with you, actually. It is good. Because, well, here's the thing. The women doing the same thing, but again, men are leading it. So if men weren't doing that, if there weren't the kind of small population relatively of men on dating apps that were just looking to, that are running through bodies, then it wouldn't be this dynamic. But that's what it is. It's sort of, right? It's almost a transactional marketplace for sex/love. And the way that works out is kind of just the best looking women. I mean, really, that's how it works. The best looking women have their pick, and most men have zero pick. And the best looking women going after what they perceive to be the most attractive men, who oftentimes are not willing to, able to, whatever, have a relationship. So they're fucked. They're absolutely fucked. And that's not even getting into the algorithms. This is just human nature. The algorithms, apparently, it is really set up to, I'm not going to go deep into it. I really don't care. But it's set up, the algorithm, so that it's keeping people within the hookup culture, within the app, to continue to use it, and adding to, essentially, the big picture, the division of the family structure, men and women.
I agree.
So a lot of people wouldn't look at it like that. There's probably dudes that would hear me and be like, oh, but that's really what's happening. That's the big picture. That's the macro. The micro is, you got laid or whatever.
You forgot a couple of variables, but you covered it enough.
I forgot nothing. Go on.
So men usually only care about the looks of their matches, and the women not only care about the looks, but also the money, the status, the clout, and probably a couple other variables. So they're holding men to even higher standards, which is why it's not,
How do you
same
wait?
both ways.
You've been
Again,
married
brought
for a
on
long time.
again brought on by men. It's the men that wanted to see him wearing the makeup and doing the hair and all that.
You're right. And traded it for money.
Marketing scheme.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, to your point, it's men, the top elite men, whatever, socioeconomically, right, business, BlackRock, however you want to define it, look at it. But yeah, men wanted to see that, sure, but I don't really think that's the main basis. I think that's driving it, but the main basis is we can get more money for a select few of us at the expense of humanity.
You
By the
guys
way-
really think that women just get on there, look for men just with money and looks?
Absolutely.
I mean,
Money. Well, hold on. Money, looks, good Dickens.
Status.
Yeah, status. I'm sure there's a few things, but I think his point was that men really looking at a picture like, oh my God, like that's the difference.
so what about outside of those apps?
And oftentimes a photoshopped filter. What about outside of? I think it's probably a little bit different outside of the apps for a lot of women who are perpetually on the apps.
And how many millennials and Zoomers are meeting outside of the apps, Izzy?
I have no idea. But
Zero. It's like
I
zero.
don't know, and you probably shouldn't know either. You're married.
I talk to young people enough to know what they're about. So again, my generation, that it was like half, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We were aware of the social media, but it wasn't like central to our lives. But millennials and Zoomers have known nothing else than social apps and internets. They don't even talk to each other when they're physically in the same room with each other. They will text each other in the same room instead of looking up and talking to each other.
Right. So here's the point.
Yeah, some of them were like that. That's true.
Back to the poop. So think about this. Me sending you a poop pic, at the right time, not just random at the beginning of the relationship, that's weird. But at the right time, that's more important than any of the conversations you've had with your girlfriends about whatever. Like that was a bunch of bullshit, right? This is my shit. There's a distinguishable difference. Any objection?
Overruled.
Sustained.
Wait, I think facts the madness. Wait, is the limit really 5? I'll drop for him. I think he wanted to be on the panel.
He didn't come up
there's 5
here.
people, so you got to boot somebody.
Oh, he didn't. I thought I saw. Oh, never mind. I thought I saw him comment with, "Is there a link?"
Oh, did he? Facts. It's pinned. I pinned the shit out of it in the video.
What's the point of the 5?
Just to be a control freak.
I mean,
Hey,
I like, so can people pay to kick someone out?
sure.
I like money.
Wait a
I
second.
like-
Why does I-Fi always speak for you?
because he's my bitch. I'm showing
He's well,
dominance.
it's the opposite, quite the opposite. In fact, it's so much the opposite that now he's my protege. I-Fi has some things he needs to work on, but we're getting him there.
I'm in
Well,
training.
that's good.
I'm a
He's
man
in training. He's not doing well at the moment, but
So, but
things
really,
could change.
people can. I saw this somewhere else. I think Sarah did that. So someone can then pay and get someone off the panel.
Yeah. Do you want to pay to get someone off?
I don't know. You want me to pay to get someone off the channel? Off the
Yeah.
panel?
I think. Hey, chat. I would appreciate your money. So.
Hey, I am like your top donor, so it's I-Fi's turn.
You a top donor? I thought I-Fi was. Well, I-Fi's he's the bottom donor. Actually.
I bring you the pain free of charge.
Yeah. Thanks for that.
Just keep in mind, Izzy, when you pay to get someone kicked off, it's going to be the hot seat, so you might want to plan accordingly.
Again, why are you speaking for him?
I don't know. Why am I speaking based, Oracle? That's a
You know,
good question.
I don't even hear him half the time. So when you're like, oh, why is he responding? I didn't even hear him.
Yeah, just tune me out like Sarah. That way you don't hear anything.
He's used to it anyways, I would think. What'd you say, I-Fi?
Words.
Yeah, he didn't have anything to say.
I like Wizard, though. Don't kick him. I'm going to keep him for a little while.
So
You are going to keep him.
You know, I'm glad. I like to see this, right? Izzy and Wizard had a bit of a back and forth. I think a little bit past each other, weren't quite on target to varying degrees to what was actually at hand. But anyways, point is that since then, right? No beef, right? No beef.
No,
Yeah,
there's no beef.
Yeah, I don't have anything against Izzy. I just don't like the concepts that she puts forth, and I think she could learn a little bit, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say the same about you.
Then y'all agree. That's great. We're all friends again.
Well, I mean, look, we're on topic. What regarding women pooping or not, do you think that Izzy could learn from you?
The reality that the position that you were put in, Izzy, despite the honor and integrity and valor that you hold yourself, you should have never been put in that. And that's where we need to get back to. Putting the responsibility in the right hands, and that's always going to be the men. That's the only reason you should be submissive, though, is because the man is doing what is right.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you think you could learn that from him, Izzy, or that you don't need to learn it, or do you think he's wrong?
I don't even know what he's talking about. So you're saying that I should never be put in what position?
If a woman is treated the way she's supposed to be by a man, she would never need to qualify herself as a woman by standing up for feminist rights to begin with.
What?
What do you think, Sarah?
I think that if a man is actually doing what is right, she doesn't have to be submissive at all. She just lets him do his thing.
Right.
But how could she let him if men are more powerful, if they are in charge, right? If I'm in charge of a platoon, they didn't put me in charge of them.
You see, I'm only talking about submissive as it goes to the power of protection. If you think that you have the right as a woman to go ahead and go out there in public with all these other men, heathens.
Wow.
Godless.
I can't protect you out there as well as I can protect you at home. The best I can do is protecting you out there is when a man does accost you, does offend you, does violate you, I have an after effect.
How do you know I was not protected with the team I was with?
I'm saying if you go out there and it already occurs, then I've failed my preventative maintenance myself by allowing you to go out there into an environment that I know has It's just full of heathens.
But you don't know because were you there?
The guys that you were fighting in a war against, the very men whose major
Oh,
responsibility is
you got kicked
protection of
out,
men
dude.
and women.
Yikes, they kicked you out of the panel.
Oh, I liked Wizard. Sorry, Wizard. I'll put in a
That's
good word for
okay.
you. I'll put in a good word for you.
I'm just gonna restream.
Well, thank
Wow.
thank you, Wizard Tree. That's a very nice super kick wizard chat. I appreciate it.
I would have done that.
Wizard, it has been real. All right, we do have a new seat open. If anyone would like to help contribute to the Based Oracle money for things and stuff fund, appreciate it.
For men that are struggling fund.
See,
Yeah,
all
yeah.
you
was,
have to do, bring him back on and have him just fight with women, and people will pay you to kick him out.
By the way, now that he's off panel, I will say to a Wizard, that was the most calm I've seen you talk to women in a while. So kudos,
that
my
was
friend.
that was super calm.
Very civil and polite.
I
Wizard
wonder if he
was.
understands the situation. Like, I wonder.
Well, now we'll never know. He got kicked. Thanks,
Yeah,
Lizard Tree.
but do you know what I mean? Because obviously he wasn't there, and
Izzy, do you want me to try and fill in since he was forcefully removed?
Yeah, iFi's not good at this, so I'll do it.
Okay.
The way it works is, I understand both of you, and I am not an expert. Well, that's a lie. So I understand men and women pretty well, I believe. And with that said, Lizard is coming from the purview of the macro, which is in the world of people. You're coming from the purview of the micro, as expressed by, for instance, he doesn't know he wasn't there. Well, that's a micro event versus the macro world, society, conditions. So he's simply saying, he's trying to convey that, I think this is what he would say if he was me, that it's awesome that you were able to do what you did, not just as a woman, but as a human being, because there's many men who couldn't have done what you did. And it's not just a men and women thing, but when it comes to our nature, society, survival, that is, it is in the best interest of humanity that as a worldview, men protect women, men and women protect children. That's how it goes. So when we're sending purposely women out to the front lines, which I'm not saying was your case, right? You had to, but
Right.
nonetheless, when we're doing that, that's showing degradation of humanity. It's showing that we're not caring.
So you're saying, so are you blaming then the government? The war shouldn't have happened, right?
No. We're getting micro, and I'm fine with getting micro. But just to say that's not the point. Is this situation? It's just a concept overall. But in this situation, you know more than me through your experience, which you've talked about a bit, which
Right.
is, you had to, the government, Iraqi government, U.S. intervention. There's a lot of moving parts.
Right.
I would say, in relation, from what I understand, that the men in charge, i.e. your government, fucked up. They were not protecting you. In fact, as you put it, they were the aggressors towards you all,
We
right?
didn't have a government exactly. That's why the U.S. had to come intervene and take some of those people out, because they were killing us, the people.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, this is men who were in charge and not doing
Right.
the right thing.
Right. Right. I mean, by the time I was 18, I had survived 3 wars. 3 wars. So, I mean, again, that was the country we were dealing with, or the government I was dealing with. It's
Do you
unheard
think
of.
America made it better?
Absolutely.
Oh, and I missed this a couple minutes ago. Thank you, OTW Live, $2. Canadian. I'm the bottom donor. I appreciate it. So, iFi, you can't even do that right.
Sorry. Oh, I read the donation. Sorry. That was my.
No, I meant as the bottom donor. You were
Oh
no
yeah,
longer.
yeah. I don't worry. I can underbid him. Tree fitty.
Yeah. But
Uh,
honestly, I don't know who this lizard tree person is, but I like them.
Lizard Tree, we like you.
They are your savior for this panel because you were being bullied.
No,
by the wizard.
I would have been okay. I would have been okay.
Lauren, this is to keep things in order. Yeah, you know, you get what you pay for. So my memberships are $9.99 each, and there's a lot of reasons why. One is, all right, just to tell you, just to give you the sauce where I'm coming from, is look, a lot of people get bought memberships on YouTube. And I get it. It's kind of nice, right? Somebody buys a bunch of people memberships. I only want members that actually really want to be members.
Word.
And I understand that $9.99 is substantial, right? It's not free. Absolutely. I got you. And that is also part of the reason I said it at $9.99 is because it's not cheap. It's something that everyone can afford, and fuck you if you didn't afford it yet. But we trade off, right? You could get, a candy bar for that now. You could get basically nothing. So this is where your money would be best spent. Lauren, thank you for outing yourself. I appreciate it.
Hey, be nice.
And even if you're a cheap bastard like me, at least contribute, content or value to the discussion. That's all we ask.
For the love.
Oh, Lizard Tree, a grandma of 6.
You love me, Izzy?
I said for the love. For the love. I always make base a ton of money. Always. I mean, look at this situation.
I'm sure he appreciates it. So.
Oh, I'm sure he does.
I do. I appreciate money of all currencies except for Canadian. No offense, OTW. I'm just saying Canadian money is, it's money. But no, I appreciate you.
Absolutely. And I
prefer
you,
Bitcoin.
I would help small business if you're doing the right thing.
I got a biker gang you can join if you want.
I'm good.
Contribute to that? Oh.
So anyone else with some more thoughts on...
Are you a veteran, though, iFi?
I'm the son of an Air Force dude. Does that count?
No.
No.
I applied once, but they kicked me out because I was too dumb.
Yeah. Well, I could see why that happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
Chuck, it's only $10.
Whoa.
Whoa,
Holy
Lizard.
Damn.
Whoa, bring Lizard back. Holy shit, Lizard.
Damn, you know what?
She's gonna bring him back only to kick him out again.
Oh, so you could just kick him again?
Wizard, you are back on
Holy
a
shit,
very
Lizard.
super chat. Thank you, Lizard Tree. That is very nice and generous, and I like you a lot more than everyone else now.
Yeah.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you too, Base, because you deserve it, man. Keep kicking me, folks, because I'm going to keep spouting my shit just as much as you spout yours.
Okay, now it's my turn against Wizard.
Base.
Take a break.
Base,
Yes.
now, do you still want to end the show?
No, I'm not ending the show.
Who's
ending the show? No.
No.
No, I was gonna say, Wizard. You sticking around, that was a good move, and I don't mean for me. I don't. Lizard Tree didn't even know you were in the back. Oh, except you did say
water off a ducky's back.
But no. That just shows doing the right thing, because Wizard was like, you know what? I got kicked, but I'm still going to hang out in the back, because the back of Base Oracle stage is better than the front stage at most people. That's a fact.
We got tea and biscuits.
I mean, it's kind of true.
Also,
Man,
that's what a real man would do, Wizard. Kudos, my friend. Kudos.
And hey, OTW in the back. I see you in the back. We're limited to 5, but stay in the back. You very well may end up here.
Well, he's got this really nice looking gal in the back that's serving everything up. Right?
I'm gonna attack Wizard and then step to the back, if that's all right with you, Based. Can I have 2 minutes with Wizard, and then I'll step to the back and let tag OTW in.
Wait, what? What do you mean you want 2 minutes with what?
With Wizard, the guy on panel right now.
Yeah, why? I don't know what you mean.
Because he was talking to Izzy, but I got some questions for him to make his noodle.
Yeah. Ask your question. You already wasted all this time.
So, Wizard, I was listening to what you were laying down. I liked most of what I heard. Unfortunately, you started to dig yourself into a little hole. You were basically implying that in order for these good, virtuous women to be protected by us real men, we would basically just have to keep them locked in the home 24/7, or have some like man, chaperone take her shopping or something like that. Like, what are you actually suggesting?
Well, that's what I do when I had my family. My children didn't go without me. So that meant if mom wanted to go somewhere, I went with them at all times. I was even running my own business, so there was no daycare thing when I brought mom into the office to work with me. She brought the kids too. All kinds of things people can start taking responsibility of for themselves that would prevent my woman or your woman from having to be out there in public and being enticed by these heathens. If you really want to protect them, and you have the ability, which means you have to know they're heathens, not every man is honorable. Look at the way we are today. Come on.
So I mean, look, I want to bring this a little bit back, and then we get I-Fi's response and the ladies. So
And then I'll duck out for a little bit.
there are men that exist. I'm trying to make this simple, even though I know a lot of women will be like, I don't like him. But let's just say he's a pro football player, the best football player, whatever the case. Generally, he can, with his status, money, looks, physique, whatever, all these different facets, generally, that dude can go out and have no aspiration to find a relationship, anything like that, and just bang. How do I say that nicely? Fuck women. He can do that, and that sort of power, in a sense, is I think oftentimes not used. Well, what I'm describing is it not being used well, right? There's temptation. I get it. We're all human. But point being is, I think what Wizard is getting at is at times that kind of veil will be over women's eyes, right? The rose-colored glasses. And at times they could use protection from themselves in that way. Whereas don't go to the club in that, two-piece, whatever the fuck, your belly button hanging out and this type of thing, because you don't understand what men will do to get that, and certain type of men that now this woman may be going to regret it. I mean, that will be her own decision, of course, but I'm saying maybe going to regret it. And meanwhile, she's back from where she started, right? She's literally went backwards, right? Let's just say the relationship is broken up because you had a one night stand with this dude, and now she's backward. She's alone. She has an extra body for no reason other than, and on top of it, and I'm just talking about, again, meta. I'm not saying this applies to any women on panel or any watching, but sort of meta is the woman now has this connection to, well, I can lock down a man of that status because he fucked me, and that's not how it works in men's eyes. So it kind of it sort of supports this copium that they're taught, that people are taught through social media, etc. Right? It's hookup culture. So that's my interpretation. I am willing to hear pushback. Of course, it won't be correct if it's saying I'm wrong, but
I'll just quickly summarize before I tag OTW in. So again, getting back to Wizard's point and his discussion with Izzy, this will definitely stir up this conversation. So I was trying to be subtle about it. She'll figure out exactly what I'm talking about. So not only
I appreciate you.
Not only do these women, are they going to need an escort by a brother-in-law, whatever. Based Oracle just brought up modesty standards. So I think you would agree that we need to put women back into their burqas. And how do you pronounce it? Is it hijab or hijab? Izzy, I can't pronounce
hijab.
it.
It's hijab.
A hijab. And so I was just curious if that was the direction you were taking that conversation with Izzy. And with that, I will tag in OTW.
do you want to answer first, or
Push me in the back, Bo.
Okay.
Absolutely, and it goes to the culture. if you're brought up in a certain culture, you just stick to those cultural means. Today we have this melting pot that doesn't happen just in America anymore, but around the world, of social climatizing.
And on that note, hey, did you read the rules, OTW, or were you busy looking at Asian AI titties?
I was busy looking at Asian AI titties, man. Sorry, dude.
Well, first of all, they're cowboys.
I don't read the rules. I usually make the rules myself. But yeah, I just want to say three things right off the bat. Right, first thing, props to Lizard Tree for kicking Wizard off for $50, which was fucking really funny. And then props, like, second thing I want to say is props to Lizard Tree for bringing him back and paying twice as much, which showed that it's all in good fun, which was also really awesome. And third thing is props to Wizard for sticking around and to make it all happen, which was also pretty cool on his part. That was pretty much what I had to say. So besides that, yeah, interesting conversation. Just wanted to pop in and say hi.
That's the only kind I have, OTW. That's the only kind I have. Interesting. Right? Nobody would ever dare say that I'm not interesting.
You're just not a very interesting guy. And that's not even me trying to be personal.
I'm so not interesting that the last 4 times we've spoken, each time it's been you
see how
reaching
I was
out to
silent
me
there?
through one
I
method
wasn't
or another.
rebuking.
Yeah, well, people have been wanting this debate, so I gave it to them.
Oh, so that's the real reason.
Yeah, well, that's always
so
been
it's
the
not
reason.
the other reason that you just gave. It's because of that. Interesting.
It's because you're interesting.
Sarah.
Well, I've had several responses to all the shit that was just said. I can't remember them all at this point.
Yes.
But
That's how we roll.
You're calling what I said shit? That is so impolite. I was being actually very nice.
I personally do not feel afraid when I leave my home.
That's good. Fear
I
is bad.
travel alone all the time. I feel like a normal adult. I don't feel like I need someone to hold my hand so I can cross the fucking street or to do anything. I am an adult.
You are an adult.
Yes.
Amen to that, Sarah.
So I am aware
Hallelujah.
that some people do have trauma and history and anxiety that might prevent them from living a lifestyle as I do. But I'm not walking around with rosy colored glasses either.
Yeah. That's why you're here. You're pretty based.
I'm aware of others, and I don't intentionally put myself in a place that I know could cause me harm. But I still go out and live my life.
So you're saying you're a woman, but you're not a complete psychopath.
Yeah, I'm not a dumbass.
Okay, good. Very good.
Chris just said not to cuss, and I am a sailor. It is very fitting for me.
You're a sailor? What do you mean you're a sailor?
I cuss all the time. Fuck's my favorite.
Oh, I didn't know you were a vet.
Wait, are you actually a vet, or you just have?
How'd I
you
know
just
fuck
adopted
was
the
your
word?
favorite word? I just like.
I just speak like one. I'm not an actual vet.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, that's good. That's good. According to Wizard, that's good. And CJ, I see you in the back. We're on a max 5 people. But don't worry, people getting kicked off and shit. And so OTW, gotta ask the question.
Like, can I do something to get kicked off so you can make some money? And I mean, I can really like totally troll. I can really do shit to get like myself kicked off so you can.
Why don't you just pay the $20?
Make some cash.
Well, why don't you have a conversation
kick myself
with us?
off? That would be
yeah. Look,
totally,
we don't need to do it intentionally.
I prefer
prefer
a conversation too.
Right. Let's do an unintentional kickoff. Like you're not trying to.
All right. Okay. So I'm all in. Whatever happens.
Very good.
Happens.
So, what are your thoughts? First off, are you aware that women poop more than you think? Are you aware of that? First of all,
It's not more than I think. I think it's a fact. It's toilet paper.
well, then you would
costs a
know
lot of
it's a
money,
fact.
dude.
You don't. Oh, hold
And
on.
I'm
You don't
telling
think
you-
facts. You know facts.
Well, the bills tell the truth. Like numbers don't lie.
But yeah.
So
okay,
when
figures
the
don't lie,
price of
but
toilet
liars
paper-
figure. OTW.
You
I
think
can
that
make
liars take the time
like
to
nobody's business.
calculate the numbers?
Wait, say that
It's
again,
like
Sarah?
Wizards going, yep.
So numbers lie all the time. You just got to know how to use them.
Right.
Well,
like
only
statistics, for
accountants
instance.
know how to do that.
And statistics.
I am a CPA.
Oh, shit.
I'm not.
Well,
Hi.
you see, there's a good reason not to trust you.
Well, Sarah's been
Well, at least
very
with finance.
trustworthy. So far, she's been very trustworthy. She admitted that women do poop, and they are oftentimes very stinky, per se. And it's not the image that women try to put out, like, you know, it's roses, it smells wonderful. It's not. It's poop, right?
Like, how many times a day do you poop, Sarah?
Me? On a good day, once. Right in the
What do
morning
you mean
after I have a
you?
cup of
How many
coffee.
Sarahs are on the panel?
Wait. What do you mean on a good day? What's a bad day? Is that more or less?
Depends. If I'm shitting my pants all day long, that's a bad day.
Yeah.
And if I'm constipated, that's a bad
That was
day.
actually
One
funny
day is
that
perfect.
you actually made me smile. I was about to laugh, but I want to know, like, what will make you poop more than once a day? Like, what is it that you have to eat? What is it that your stomach doesn't tolerate?
All right, we did a little swap out. What's up, CJ? You suddenly on camera and shit.
I'm clipping
I
my
gotta
mic
keep
on.
people
Does it
on
work?
the. Yeah, hey, that's better.
Mm.
Yeah, that's much better. Your old mic was it was equivocal to women pooping, really.
This is the first I've heard of such a thing.
So you weren't aware? Well, hold on. So are you saying that this stream has in fact benefited your life in terms of you were missing out on part of reality. You were also under the guise, the purview, this manipulation, thinking what women want you to think, which is that they don't poop, and we know that's fucking a lie.
I wouldn't go as far as to say it's benefited me, but it's definitely a shock. You know.
Well, I'll have to
Hold on.
admit,
We got to bring back OTW. You got your spot back. CJ has not been benefited. Go on, Wizard.
I was going to say I will have to admit that it does benefit me because I'm with CJ. First news to me, but I guarantee you the next time I take a poop, I'm going to get a photo of it and we're going to consummate the poop sharing.
Wait. Were you? Hold on. The big question: have you been benefited by this stream? This information.
Absolutely, because I'm going to take effect on it and take action on it. That's the benefit. I now get to take action.
CJ, that's how you do it. That's how you fucking do it, CJ. Thank you, Wizard. Very good.
Worth $150. Damn right it is.
300. Hey, listen, Wizard made a good point. Lizard Tree, thank you very much. Wizard Tree, the best. Everyone else in chat, what are you doing? What are you doing right now?
I agree.
People are being benefited. Maybe the people aren't you. Maybe that's the problem. Maybe a chatter's
Tree
not
can't
donating.
be the only one giving money tonight here, guys. You know, I mean, I gave $2.
Yes,
Lizard Tree
it was
gave,
Canadian,
like,
but
so much.
still.
It was it's more actually. I paid more.
Yeah, now that I think about it, let's get CJ back. That was Canadian money, to be fair.
Good choice.
So, yeah, but thank you for the Canadian money. I do appreciate it. All right, so CJ, I don't like to be a lawyer and ask questions I already know the answer to, or keep asking questions till I get the one that I like. I would never do that. But how have you been benefited by this stream today, CJ?
Can I think a moment?
No.
No thinking.
It's got to be from the heart or the pooper, one or the other.
Swap
gotta
him.
be.
Swap him.
All right, we'll give him a minute to think about it.
No, just put me backstage.
So let's move on a little bit to greater minds. So Izzy, how have you been benefited by? I mean, and granted, I know you're a woman, right? So you already knew what I
You're
knew.
benefiting from Sarah and I. We gave you the information.
No, I had it before I knew you. I knew that
No,
you
you
pooped.
didn't.
No, before I knew who Izzy was, before I knew who Sarah was, I knew that women pooped. I've always known that. And that's something that has definitely helped me stick out from the crowd, right? Like a lot of men don't understand women, and I get it, right? At some point I did not, or not as much. But that was kind of like the hurdle that, you know, things started connecting, right? Because previously when I was young and dumb, I bought the shit. I mean, I didn't buy the shit, actually.
You actually thought we would poop?
Yeah, I mean, look, it's propagandized, right? We all go to school, public schools. I did a bit there, and they try to promote this idea of women not doing that. So.
Oh, Chuck said this is worse than GS show. Woo.
Wait, what did you say, Chuck? Chuck, you know, I don't mean to out you, Chuck, but
so
I
regardless,
slept with him
so
once.
who gives? God damn it! Chuck.
Speaking of flow state,
Instead of wasting fucking lives like this, Tommy, Chuck, all these hours and hours and hours gossiping and complaining online.
the people have spoken, Chuck. So.
My face is covered up by the super chats. I don't know if this is appropriate. Okay.
It's appropriate.
Okay.
All right, you've had time to think. How have you benefited from this knowledge, this reality? I mean, I don't know. Did you go to college or did you just...
Yeah, it broke me through a cognitive...
Wait a second. Don't answer that. Do you guys think he went to college?
I think CJ has done, he went to a 2-year school, he completed most of it and bought his cert at the end. Am I close?
I went to 3 colleges and dropped out of all of them.
Okay, I was close.
Bingo.
Very good.
The real question is, have you ever really been in love with a woman and shown her in the only approved version?
Well, don't tell him yet. Don't tell him yet.
To show your love.
Yeah, how do you okay, CJ, first question, have you actually loved a woman, right? Have you loved a woman despite the fact of now what we know? Yes or no?
No.
No?
Oh,
okay.
No, I didn't know this till just now.
No, so
really loved a woman?
But you've never loved a woman.
I thought y'all didn't do that.
Well,
What?
I mean,
I don't even want to say it.
Now I want to give you a hug.
all right. Well, he gone. You're not gonna be able to hug him now. So
That's
OTW.
terrible. That's terrible, man.
Have you
Come
ever loved a woman, OTW?
Of course.
Okay. Now,
course.
how did you show your love? What was the moment that you knew? The moment that she should have known?
When she let him lick her ass.
I have to go with Wizard on that one.
All right. OTW. I don't give out advice, but eating booty hole and box.
I know. I heard you say it before. I just had
it's
to encourage Wizard. It was.
So look, your answer was well unthought out and wrong. The moment that you know is if you sent her a poop pic, like if you had a good poop, it wrapped around, whatever the case. Have you ever sent a woman a picture of
what I
the
think
toilet
about
bowl?
poop. I still have to advocate for the toilet paper thing because, look, man. First of all, women use a hell of a lot more toilet paper than men do. And I'm totally serious about this. And for some reason, the women, they kind of like avoid paying for it, you know? And you're always the one ending up buying a new freaking big pack of fucking toilet paper. And and it just seems to fucking disappear. And I'm saying this because I have a daughter, right? And I ask her sometimes, I say, Jesus, do you fucking eat this stuff, man? You go in the washroom, you wipe your stuff, and then you start chewing on some, to snack or something. Where do you put the freaking toilet paper? Where does it go?
You do understand that women, girls, use toilet paper for both number 1 and number 2, correct?
Yes. So I think that you women are probably more easily indoctrinated than us men because we're not taking it up the ass as often as you are.
All right. On that note,
Yikes.
we'll get back maybe.
Exit only.
So, CJ, did you learn anything from OTW's experience on here?
Yeah, I may have misworded my previous answer.
Okay, we ready.
Yes, I have, but it was before I knew that such things happen. And I have a theory that maybe all the missing toilet paper is with my socks.
Excellent. I like that.
That's a good answer.
That was okay.
Could it be?
Well,
I say bring Hi-Fi back.
Yeah, he did. So look, this has been profound, really eye-opening, brown eye to be exact, and I just want to say I really want to thank everyone for.
If I was next to you now, I'll floor you. I'll knock you down.
Do nothing, Harvey.
You don't
You
have
would
to
shut your mouth, which you're having a hard time doing here.
Get fucked, you fucking son of a bitch. Who the fuck are you, you
chill a little bit on panel. I don't know what happened. 1 minute.
If I was next to you now, I'd deck you with one fucking punch, you son of a bitch. You'd be. I don't know what that means.
Hey, what's your name? I gotta write your name down. Who the fuck are you? You're the smartest one. Dude.
No, don't give him too much credit.
No.
How is this?
Please.
How is it not?
No, please. Fucking don't do this. I need to know who this guy is.
His name is Base Oracle.
Base Oracle loves truth. So why, you know who you're dealing with. If you know your audience, why have lies so he can dispel them?
I'm breaking up with Flo, and Base Oracle is now my internet boyfriend.
You're fucking the moderator. Bro, you're fucking the moderator.
Base, you are in trouble now.
But she didn't have to come for him. He didn't have nothing to do with nothing.
I mean, quite honestly, Flo just sent me the link randomly and told me to jump on. So.
Why you have to come for him, though? He talking to me?
No,
and
I'm like, you said a lot of interesting things tonight, and I think any man would want to.
I think that any real man understands that he ain't got to say shit.
If I got you flowers once a week, that'd be cool. But what if I upped it to once a day?
Then I would suck your dick every day.
Yeah, Base, how does it feel to be the YouTube sex symbol?
I really do fucking hate you, Base Oracle, and if I ever see you in life, I can't tell you what I do without the device. I can't tell you what I do with this.
When did you realize that you thought of Based as a sex object?
So,
I slept with him once.
Who gives? God damn it!
I shouldn't have worn that short fucking skirt.
I've been trying
I shouldn't have
to.
worn that fucking short skirt. You're fucking exactly right, Rabbit. It was my fucking
You can wear the short skirt. Just stop wearing the thong under.
Because I wore a fucking short skirt, Rabbit.
No. Based Oracle, he doesn't care about you. He pretends to, but then he understands that he's next to you because he's paid to be here.
And Base, I was just saying, like, you got to give women more credit than you do.
No.
Keeping ourselves stuck there.
She sounds like a good dishwasher.
You gonna forget you what?
I never even knew. I already forgot.
A normal, reasonable person would never in a million years respond with, I want a fucking tuna sandwich, a box of chocolates, and balloons. That's not what a reasonable person responds to.
I never. Whoa.
I'm not looking for the world to get shoulder to shoulder with me. Just maybe 300. Can I get fucking 300? Can I get 300 fucking Spartans to fucking join me and hold the fucking gap? That's all I'm asking for.
I
absolutely refuse.
Your language, Andrew.
Trolling is my language?
Yeah.
The whole Based Oracle, he's got people pointing guns at him from all directions.
Based, you fucking wish you were me, dude.
According to your own fucking iconography.
You wish you were me. I don't want to be that guy. Guess what I am? You know why I am? Because I speak the fucking truth.
Something greater.
We are all
Maybe
here.
me and Based Oracle agree that that was gay.
Can you both agree that was a little gay?
Would you put a finger up your man's ass if he let you?
What
the
fuck? You feel me? You might have had a chance when you first met her, but you were acting like a fool. You were acting a foolio, right? Foolio Julio.
I claimed it.
Yeah,
Are you saying
he
that Brian
initially
was-
claimed it?
Yeah,
I agree.
he claimed
I'm not
it.
disputing that. I'm not
And
disputing that he
and so
claimed
he
it.
claimed that
You're
was due to
disputing
me.
that you then claimed it.
No, he claimed it, and I claimed that he claimed that I was responsible for it. Yes.
I've busted my ass. I've accentuated your channels. I've promoted your channels. I'm tiny. I'm just some little dude. But I'm willing to bend over backwards and stand in the gap for you, with you, by you.
You're just not a very interesting guy. And that's
No.
not even me trying to be
I'm
personal.
so not interesting that the last 4 times we've spoken, each time it's been you reaching out to me through one method or another.
You can't sit here and say that I've asked you for help for 40
I'm doing
minutes.
it right fucking now!
What
I'm
can I
fucking
do?
asking right now! Instead of wasting fucking lives like this. Tommy, Chuck, all these hours and hours and hours gossiping and complaining online.
Oh, you see, you don't think he's gay.
I think you're gay.
Literally, you get no pussy.